Hi, Jamie here with The Point of It All. Today we are enjoying some nice fall weather and we'll be taking a look at the Segway 9Bot Mini Pro. Now, if you're not familiar with the 9Bot line of products, they make a premium brand of personal transport devices. You may have heard of the Segway. I'm sure you've seen it in movies by now. It's basically a hoverboard with a large handlebar, and you direct it with you accelerate with your feet, and you direct it with your hands. But with what we have today is a hoverboard version of that. It doesn't have the handlebar. Instead, you control the hoverboard with your knees. I know that you're probably familiar with the original hoverboards where you control it with your feet, leaning left and right, positioning your weight left and right to turn left or right. With this though, you actually do the same thing with your knees instead. And to me, it's a superior way of maneuvering these devices, and I'll get into why later on. But first, let's take a look at the device itself. So here we go. I got my device online on Facebook Marketplace. This retails brand new for $539.99 plus tax and shipping on Amazon, and that was the price as of today. Now, if you go online looking for this same device today, you will find that it's been replaced by a different model. It's the Segway 9Bot Mini S now. And there are a few differences, but the biggest difference though is actually a negative in my opinion. If you look at the box here, this knee brace or the knee control device on the Segway Pro, the Mini Pro, it's adjustable up or down. And all you would do is you would unscrew the knob here and then you would raise it up or down. I'll show you what it looks like on my actual Segway Mini Pro. But the S does not have that feature. I'm not sure why they get away from that. That's more like a negative to me. Probably to save money, who knows. Another difference though was the charging time. The new S version charges in 3 hours instead of the 4 hours for the Mini Pro that I have here. Other than that, the specs are pretty much down the line the same. Same 10 miles per hour, same travel distance up to 12.5 miles per hour as well. The app works the same in both. I'll get into the app a little bit later. But this is the actual packaging it comes in. I'm not going to open it up because there's really not much to see in there. You get the charging cord. You get the, I'm not sure what else is in there, to be honest with you. All I took out was the charging cord and charged it up and I was ready to go. But there's a couple more things in there as well, but I'm not going to, they weren't really imperative to operating the device. So, we're not going to get into that. But anyway, let's take a look at the actual device itself. All right, so this is the front of it, and I have it turned on right now, and because the ground I'm on is not level, the motors are trying to balance itself, and you can just see it going crazy here. It's going backwards. I'm going to just turn it off for now. I'm going to turn it off for this video, or at least for this part of the video. So on the front panel, I'm going to show you a couple of things real quick. This is the on-off power button, right? On-off power button. This is the lock button. You can lock it, I guess, if you're going into the store. I would not leave it outside. So I don't know what the lock function really would do to deter people from stealing it though, because you can't really lock it in the app. It isn't really tied to the app itself. So if it was stolen, somebody could use it right away. So I don't know what that's for, but I'll look into it later and post it in the comments. Bluetooth is for pairing with your phone, and there is a specific app that it comes with. And I think it is available in both app stores, Android and the Apple App Store as well. And then the speed limit, you can actually adjust or throttle the speed so that it doesn't go any faster than you want it to go. So if you have kids and you don't want them to go 10 miles per hour, you can lock it in at, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7, whatever you want to do is there. And then the battery charging indicator is right here. This model is the Pro, Mini Pro, and it charges in about 4 hours from 0 to full in about 4 hours. I have never run mine down to 0 though, so I think the lowest I've gotten it was half. You know what I mean? And it was charging like an hour. It was ready to go again. And it's pretty good on battery life. Now, you should know that the weight limit on this device is 220 pounds. If you go above that, not only could you risk damaging the device, but you could also, I mean, you're definitely shorten the battery life as well, because the motors have to work twice as hard, or harder rather, to do their job. I do want to get into hoverboards in general. When I rode my first hoverboard, I got it from a pawn shop called Cashland here in Ohio, and I frequent them quite often. Here we go again, it's getting away from me. I frequent them quite often. And it was just a basic hoverboard that that your kids would get. You get at Target or Walmart or even Amazon. And I think it was like, I think you could get it brand new for like 160 bucks. So it wasn't horribly cheap. I got one for 100 bucks, right? It was in mint condition. And I only bring that up to point out how premium the Segway version is. I mean, the minute you step on it, you'll immediately see the difference between this and one of the Walmart versions or one of the cheaper Amazon versions. The stability alone is what I noticed first. It just feels more solid and substantial when you stand on it. You can tell it's just built better all around. You can see the Mini Pro design there, or logo there. So yeah, if you're in the market for a hoverboard and you want the best, I would say you can't go too much. You can't go wrong with the Segway version, the Segway brand itself, because they're just synonymous with quality. They've got hoverboards going up to $1,000, $2,000, and that's for a reason. They're just built that well. You can see the LED lights on the back here flashing, and that is another feature. And there's also two more on the front. They're not lit up right now, but you can change the colors of these through the app as well, and that's kind of cool if you have kids that are into that stuff. If you're riding in the evening or during dusk, I wouldn't recommend riding it at night, but if you are riding it in the evening, you may want to have your lights on, definitely. I think you have an option to turn these off or disable them as well. So with hoverboards in general, the biggest mistake that people make when they're riding hoverboards for the first time is that they don't understand the technology behind it, right? The basic science is that there are computers inside, and these computers are balancing your weight on the board, right? The onboard computers know when there's a shift in weight, left, right, forward, or back, and that's how it's steered and accelerated and decelerated. But as humans, our first inclination is to balance ourselves, right? You have to convince yourself that there's no balancing that you really need to do, because the onboard computers are doing that for you. Once you realize that, and once you get that part down, the rest is easy. I mean, your instincts just take over, and it pretty much steers where you think you want to go. Like, I don't even consciously try to steer it left or right. I just think of where I want to go now, and it just takes me there. So yeah, while I think hoverboards are not for everybody, if you're in the market for a personal transport vehicle, let's say you're going to a fair or an amusement park or an open or an outdoor, flea market type environment, they're definitely really good for that. I rode mine. I've taken mine on the city street before. I haven't ridden on the road. I've ridden on sidewalks, and the experience has been just great. The tires, at 10.5 inches in diameter, these tires are amazing. I don't think I've had any terrain issues at all. I've gone over gravel, I've ridden in grass, as you see in the video here, and I've ridden on concrete, and everything I've thrown at this hoverboard is handled with aplomb. So I can't recommend one enough. Would I buy one brand new? Yes, I would. I would pay $550 for one brand new. I don't have to, because mine is in mint condition. But if I was in the market for another one, yes, I would. They're built that well. And to be honest, I expect to have this for another year or so before I even have to replace anything on it. I might have to replace the tires at some point, but to be honest, if for the riding that I do around town and at my job, I'll be fine. I think I'll be okay for the next year and a half, 2 years maybe. Who knows, maybe longer than that. Now I do want to point out one weird thing though. The age recommendations for this device in Segway's official documentation is 16 to 50 for some reason. Why the cutoff at 50 though? That's strange to me. I'm 52 and I have no issues whatsoever physically riding this board, so I'm not sure why that cutoff is there. But just be safe. Either way, be safe riding these things because they can be dangerous. So always wear a helmet, always practice the safety laws in your area, and just be safe. Guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button below. You'll find that as you watch my videos, a lot of the things that I buy, I purchased them myself, but I purchased a lot of my items secondhand, like used, and I have no shame in that whatsoever. My friends and family members will tell you that I will buy used things in a minute if they're in mint condition and they give me a great value. I always say they're not new, but they're brand new to me. And to me, that's good enough. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you like my videos, my new channel, please hit the submit button and I will have a lot more coming to you guys real soon. Thanks. Bye.